got some catching up to do.
Alright, what's up everyone? So I mentioned at the end of the last video that we'd have a renewed focus going forward on the channel. For now, let's just say anything that we've been picking up lately and anything that we pick up over the next few months is going towards an end goal next February. But for now, renewed focus or not, one thing that will never change on this channel is that we get down and dirty and hit the charity shops and hunt games out in the wild. Let's get out there, let's get stuck into a good old-fashioned charity shop hunt, and we get back up here and have a look at anything that we managed to pick up and talk about everything else that's been going on then. See stuff there. A few more bits up here. Any games though? Doesn't look like it.
Just another ordinary day.
But somehow I lost my audio before going into this charity shop. I think it's a few more clips before we get it back. But yeah, I'm basically just talking about what I picked up in here. But we'll look at all that back in the game room later on. Let's get to charity shop number 5. Facility. 13 hiding. And a 15 for good measure. Oh yeah. Abandon mission. A few bits here. 2, no, not too much. Buy them for €1. GTA for 2 is probably worth it. No, it's not, 'cause it's not in there. UFC, don't feel like that's worth it. It's definitely not worth it. We might look some of these Blu-rays up and see if we've got some trade credit, but games was nothing there for us. And we're back up in the game room. Now, as if we didn't have enough to talk about, we went to the charity shops in Drogheda just for a little look around, not really expecting to find too much, but actually had a pretty successful day. Now, nothing in the first shop. In the second one, I kind of talked when I got out about kind of picking up a few games for €2. There was nothing crazy. What I kind of didn't realise was this Metal Gear Solid 4 is actually a valuable game. I think I was getting it mixed up with Phantom Pain. Is that the other one on the PS3? That's probably only goes for like a $5 or something like that. This was priced at €2. Actually, at one point they had it for $4. Whether that was just stickered by mistake and they just didn't bother taking it off, or it's been sitting. Actually, let's have a look and see if we can figure it out. No, the whole thing comes off with it. But either way, it was on the shelf for €2. Now, the games in there do be taped shut, so you're kind of taking a gamble. You're at least hoping that they give you the right disc with it. You'd at least hope that they make sure the disc isn't scratched to bits. So a few of these weren't unbelievably good condition, but they weren't too bad. Now, this one is, I think that's okay. I think that would probably pass a CEX inspection. Not the best disc, but it's like a €20 game, so maybe if we got like a little resurfacing done, that maybe it's one that we could bring to the event that I'm going to be talking about at the end of the video. But I don't know, we'll figure out what we're going to do with that eventually. I think I do actually have this already, but I might have like the greatest hits version or something like that. So like I said at the start of the video, a lot of the stuff that we'll be picking up now is going to be going towards an event at the end of February. But we're still collectors, we're still going to kind of keep a few bits and pieces, so if we can kind of pick up, you know, 4 or 5 games for £2 each, add something to the collection and have a few bits there to kind of move on at a later date, we'll continue to do that. Another one that we picked up there was Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. This is fully complete, the manual was in there, and disc-wise, this one is, yeah, it's not immaculate, but it's pretty nice. Again, don't know if it's got a massive trade value. As always, we'll put little screenshots up there to let you know what these games are worth. Next up, Call of Duty Black Ops. Picked up for €2, probably in and around what it's worth, but if it was in nice condition, it would have been worth grabbing, but it doesn't even have the right disc in it. It's got Modern Warfare, which we all know is a pretty worthless game. Not that Black Ops is worth a fortune, but it's certainly worth more than that, so I don't know, we'll have to have a look in. As you can see, I've got a bit of shit everywhere at the moment. We're kind of rejigging the game room, as you've probably seen by, because we still have to talk about the setup and all behind me, but we've got a few bits moved around there, but I've got a few wallets with all my loose discs and stuff like that, so I've been meaning to kind of do an inventory check and go through empty cases that I have, loose discs, see if we can match anything up. This might match something up for me, I'm not too sure. And then Need for Speed Shift. What was it, Need for Speed? Hot Pursuit. A few of these we have loose discs and empty cases for as well, but looks like the right one is in here. No manual, but disc on this one, yeah, that's pretty nice as well. So decent stop there. £8 for all those games. As I said, Metal Gear Solid 4 at retail is like a £20 game. If we can get some trade credit for that, or if we can even kind of maybe get 12, 15 quid for it at a future date, that's more than covered that bundle. Just picked up one rather random thing before I talk about the best stop of the day. Grabbed this copy of Counselor on Blu-ray. I've never seen it. One of those Blu-rays that we picked up for €1. I think it trades for like 2 or 3 quid, so we might as well pop it in, watch it, and we're finished with it, bring up the CEX and double up on it. Why not? Actually, before I talk about the games, let me just grab, because I will forget about it very quickly, I have a little bag of tricks that we picked up in the same shop. So yeah, I just popped down to this charity shop, not really expecting to find much. I don't think it's one that we've ever gotten anything in before. I don't know how they fell in there, it's obviously... But yeah, I walked in and straight away, these toys were the first thing that caught my eye. So they were Turtles on card toys. Now obviously they're modern ones, but I kind of picked up 1 or 2 thinking, you know what, I might just bring them home and maybe add them to the collection. I thought Splinter was pretty cool. They're priced at €4 each. This one, there was like, I don't know, I think it was like 5 or 6 of this one. I just took 1 each for myself. If that was a mistake, you'll have to let me know. Grabbed this little Pokemon battle figure pack as well. But yeah, I kind of just got them for the sake of picking up a few bits in that charity shop for €4. Not really expecting to see what I've seen afterwards. But yeah, a quick look online now. Obviously this is like a little bit damaged and stuff like this. I think we actually have a 2-pack of these as well Again, I can't really remember. I'm not going to pull my phone out in the middle of the video, but I'm pretty sure I looked this one up in the store at the time, and eBay sold it was going for like 15, 16 quid, with people saying paying 12, 13 euro for delivery. And these were all pretty much the same. I said these were €4 each. Some of them were going for like 18, 20 euro. Now, I said they're fairly modern. I didn't look up the exact year. I just kind of knew by looking at them. Yeah, 2023. But yeah, I don't know. I thought they were pretty cool. We might keep them. We might move them on with the season that's in it. As I said, the boxes aren't perfect really for Christmas gifts. But if they're brand new on card, maybe we'll bang them up on Vinted and, I don't know, try and get a tenner each for them and turn 12, 15 euro into 40 quid. Speaking of doing that, we'll probably do the same with this pile. Again, as I mentioned, I've been in this charity shop before. It's only a small one, never really has much. When I seen the toys, I thought great. And then just as I was kind of doing one last lap, I looked on the table and I seen this pile of 6 games just sitting there. At first, I seen they were Xbox Series X. I thought to myself, happy days. And then I realized that all 6 of them were brand new and sealed. Now, there's nothing too crazy here value-wise, but I kind of quickly looked up these Ambulance Life ones and seen that they were retailing in CX for like 15 quid. These are brand new sealed, so I would be hopeful that, again, with the time of the year that's in it, brand new sealed, we're not going to hold on to these for any events or anything like that in the future. I really need to get around to talking about that so I can stop calling it an event. But yeah, no point in really holding on to these for too long. Brand new sealed stuff this time of the year. As soon as I'm finished filming this video, we're going to whack these up on Vinted and try and get, I don't know, if we can get the 15 quid for them, but if we can get 10 to 12 euro, can't go wrong. I couldn't really find a price for these. These are Just Dance 2024. Again, maybe eBay solds were shown something similar to 12, 15 quid. I can't remember again. I'll bang prices up on there. We have this Funko Fusion as well, which I've never heard of, and then Skull and Bones, which I have heard something about and I think is supposed to be pretty decent, but we don't have any Xbox Series X's or anything like that to play it on. So, like I said, strike while the iron is hot. Time of the year that is brand new sealed inventory. We're going to get it up online, do a little bit of research and try and get as much as we can out of them, and then we take the money and use that towards buying more games to add to what I'm going to talk about next. So let me clear this stuff off the table that we picked up in the charity shop hunt from today, and then we're going to get another box over, have a look at what's in there, and have a talk about what we're building it all up for. So if you follow me on any of my other social media, or even if you watch the YouTube shorts here, you'll see that I'm going to be selling at a brand new video game selling event taking place next February. Now I have the leaflet in my hand here to show off, but I'll obviously just put a much more clever little picture-in-picture job up here instead. But yeah, the video game fair is a brand new video game selling event exclusively for selling video games only, taking place at St. Peregrine's GA Club in Blanchardstown on Saturday, February 21st, 2026. I'm delighted to announce that I'm going to be selling at this event. Now, as you've seen from the start, I've been sort of sourcing stuff in the background over the last month or two, and I've been plucking stuff from my own collection as well. You've heard me mentioning recently in videos that I'm kind of not really downsizing the collection, but kind of pulling out a lot more sort of filler stuff that we've no interest in playing, and kind of concentrating on collecting stuff that's, you know, either more nostalgic or stuff that's come recommended that's supposed to be really, really good, and kind of procuring, you know, a bit more of a refined video game collection. So hopefully between what we've picked up already, what we pick up between now and the end of February, and a few more bits that will probably come out of the collection, we'll have a nice selection to sell at the video game fair. But a quick heads up, if you've heard about the event and you haven't bought a ticket yet, early entry tickets have already sold out for this. They flew out the door. There's still general entry tickets left, and at just €5 a pop, you can't go wrong. As I've said, the more of these events that we have for the video game collecting community here in Ireland, the better. I think it's really important that everyone gets out there and shows your support to a brand new event, and a €5 ticket, you can't go wrong. But anyway, all the information will be in the description down below, links to get tickets, links to all the socials and stuff like that. But for now, I know you're all probably dying to know what I've got so far. So yeah, I guess you can kind of look at this as a little sort of buyer's preview of what we've built up so far. But hopefully between now and the event, we're going to be picking up way more stuff. It's getting a bit close to Christmas now, so we mightn't have too many crazy pickups, but obviously we're going to keep hitting the charity shops. But in the new year, we're going to be going hell for leather. We're going to be trying to pick up sort of small collections off people. So if anyone out there has a collection of video games or has some stuff that they're sitting on, give me a shout. If you're going to bring up the CX and take cash for them, I will 100% give you the cash equivalent, if not more, depending on, you know, what the stuff is, what sort of condition it's in. But anyway, we'll be concentrating on that side of things probably from the start of January. But yeah, for now, let's just have a look at what we've got. I'm going to have to do a quick jump here because I've literally got a tub full of stuff here, and I'll end up slipping the disc if I try and pull the whole thing up now, so stand by. Alright, so I've that much stuff in here. There's probably other bits and pieces over there, but you look, so we've plenty of videos between now and February to talk about all the stuff that's being picked up and kind of give you, as I said, a little preview of what we're going to have available there. But yeah, I suppose the best thing to do is to go back in time and try and kind of remember the order picking these things up, because I think the first little pile of games that I'm going to show I had not before the last video. I think the last video was the Irish gaming market, so probably going back at least a month to the last sort of video game hunting video. I was already sitting on these kind of waiting to film this video, but picked up a little stack of 10 games. This was a little online deal. There were 10 PS3 games and it was €15 for the lot. Now, €15 isn't a bad price. We're not going to make an absolute fortune off these, but there was a couple of like probably 3 or 4 semi-decent titles in it, and then a few other kind of bits and pieces that, I don't know, we'll either sell individually, maybe we'll do some sort of a bargain bin or a multi-buy. Still all up in the air. We're not really sure exactly how we're going to present everything here, but if you have any ideas of what you'd like to see or how you'd like to kind of see me sell stuff at this event, let me know. But needless to say, we'll be making some pretty cool videos on the day as well. But yeah, a little stack of 10 games. Notable ones were The Last of Us. Again, we put sales on the screen. The old GTAs aren't really worth as much as they used to. GTA 4 there is a platinum, and we do have GTA 5 here, but every single one of these games that I didn't mention just there are absolutely immaculate, and they are 100% complete. I mean, discs bar a few fingerprint smudges are absolutely perfect. The 2 GTA games come with manuals and maps, so I think having the maps in there puts a little bit of a premium on them. So definitely a few titles that we'll be keeping for the video game fair. Resistance 3, another one that's got probably at least 10 quid in value on it. Again, look at that, that disc has never even been played. And it looks like no one's even read the manual. It's crispy as anything in there. So, and then just 6 random games. We've Michael Jackson The Experience to be bleeding flying in the door, trying to get that at the early entry. Dead Island, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, which I think, did that turn up in the little pile and draw today? I was only talking about it 5 minutes ago and I forget already. Great memory on me. We've got Madden 09, we've got Colin McRae Dirt, and we've got Dirt 3. But again, these are all in absolutely perfect condition. So I think we'll bring all these along to the market and sell them one way or another. Let's see, next we did, actually we had a couple of sort of online draw wins as well. We actually managed to get a nice little GameCube bundle. This is probably the 5th or 6th GameCube I've had in my YouTube career so far. Still have 3 of them in the gaff because I'm a hoarder, but that actually came with a little game bundle. I'm kind of trying to make sure I don't get this mixed up with another one. But yeah, 4 games there. We've got Die Hard Vendetta, Finding Nemo, Enter the Matrix, and we've got Hulk. Now, nothing too crazy. All of them are in nice condition and fully complete. But here's where my quandary lies, and here's where I'm trying to be a little bit better about how I'm going about collecting and how I've talked about kind of not really holding on to as much stuff as I normally would. These are 4 GameCube games that I don't have. Normally, I would pop these onto the shelf just to bulk out the GameCube collection, but I mean, realistically, are we ever going to play any of them? I don't think so. They're not uncommon games. I know GameCube is still pretty popular. Even the filler stuff, people want full GameCube sets or want to at least kind of buy some of the kind of cheaper titles that have a decent little selection there. So I think we're going to be very disciplined. I'm going to put them in the pile of stuff that's going to go to the video game fair, and look, if we really want them, we can pick them up again another day. But speaking of GameCube and stuff that, we'll have to hold on to something from this pile. But yeah, another sort of online competition win. This was like a nice little Resident Evil bundle where we got Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil, Resident Evil 4, and Resident Evil 2. Now this was a class little win. There's actually some nice value in this little bundle, and what was great about it is I actually have these 3 already. So straight away, no questions asked, these are going to be going into the pile. But again, all complete with manuals, all in really nice condition. As I'm putting them up here and putting them in the pile, I'll bang up little screenshots of what they're going for now. That'll kind of highlight, you know, how good a win this was getting these. And again, all games that are going to be available at the video game fair in February. So if you're eyeing any of these up, make sure and go and get a ticket now so you can get in there and get them before someone else. But yeah, Resident Evil 2, coincidentally, I think this is probably the most value of the lot, but it's the one that we don't have. So I think given that we're going to be kind of bringing these 3 to the game fair, we have to kind of keep a few bits and pieces for ourselves. So it's like Christmas, and you know, that Christmas shopping, you have to buy something small for yourself, you know. So I think this one we'll put into the keep pile, and that one will go into the collection. But yeah, just going through other bits here now. I think a lot of these were online pickups. Some of these were stuff that I got on Vinted. The other one, I don't know where that one was. It Vinted or was that Facebook Marketplace? I think it was just a little local marketplace deal that we just ran out and picked it up. But yeah, a couple of good titles. Resident Evil 5 and Mortal Kombat on the PS3. 2 games again that we already have. Can't remember. Yeah, perfect condition. Fully complete on that. That'll be coming to the fair with us. Resident Evil 5. This is the gold edition. I'm not sure if this is worth more or not, but again, really, really nice condition. So this one, or else the one that's in our collection, we'll bring one or the other to the game fair with us. Did this deal, I think this was like a Vinted deal or something like that. I got these two games for like €17. We got a copy of Breath of the Wild for the Wii U, which I don't have, you know, massive Zelda fan, massive Zelda collector. But it doesn't have like the little inlay in there. And as you know, I am a big fan of collecting those, but at the time, again, look at that disc, it's absolutely perfect, it's the only thing. So I don't know, I'm a bit on the fence about this one. Maybe we'd keep it and upgrade it at some stage. I think the reason that I bought these, again, wasn't really with the fair in mind. I think I spent like, I think it was like €15 for these two games. This is a €20-25 game, and I don't think Donkey Kong Country Returns is too far off that. And that's another one that we don't have, but again, it came with no manual, so we'll be bringing along. Actually, that one might need a little bit of, well, it's not horrendous actually. It probably could do a little resurface if you wanted to have it looking immaculate, but I don't know. A couple more to be decided, so we'll just put them down there for now. What else have we got? A few more bits in here and then we're nearly there. Got this little double header as well. I picked these two up online for a tenner. This was an amazing deal. Again, it's been that long, I forget the values and stuff like that, but I think both games are like €15-20 games, so pretty good deal. And two nice Wii games that we might just have to keep for the collection, unless someone comments down below saying that they would 100% buy these at the fair. Again, if there's anything that you see here that you would be interested in, let me know. I'm not holding stuff, it'll be first come, first served on the day, but it'll be interesting to see what sort of stuff people would be looking to buy or would be interested to buy. Kind of might, if I'm on the fence about something, that might kind of egg me to bring it along as opposed to putting it up on the shelf. But yeah, Dragon Quest swords, again, both fully complete and in really nice condition. And then we've got Final Fantasy Chronicles Echoes of Time. So again, just to have a look at condition in there, these are absolutely minty. I can barely even get this one out of the case. The manual, as I said again, looks like it's never even been flicked through. And same on this one. So we've been getting some really nice stuff either for the collection or for the fair. And then these three, again, this was a little online deal. I think someone was looking for £6 each for these, just kind of generic pricing on them, and we talked them into doing the bundle for 15. So again, nothing too crazy, but Sega Mega Drive, Sega? Did I say Sega? Sega Mega Drive Ultimate Collection. Again, one we don't have, we could be tempted to keep, but if it's got decent value, I think we'll be bringing it to the fair and moving it on. We've got Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. I think I have this one already. And this disc looks pretty nice. If we've got a nicer one, we might bring that along to the convention. I do like collecting nice condition stuff, and if I can ever find an upgrade, I do keep it. But I don't mind taking something that's like a little bit scratched, that's going to play fine, to put it in my own collection, if it means bringing another one along and getting more money for it that way, if you know what I mean. And then a copy of, again, this is in perfect condition. We've got Batman. We've got Batman Arkham Knight. So again, if you've played any of these games, they're decent, let me know. A lot of them are kind of just, if you've been watching the 24 games of Christmas that I'm doing at the moment, a lot of the games that I picked up are stuff that I've kind of seen recommended or, you know, had on my list for some reason, but I don't actually know why. So if you think I should be holding on to some of this stuff, let me know. And then, yeah, outside of that, I think this is just more flyers. I'm already buying price stickers, bags, all sorts of stupid stuff. Terminal, card readers, all these sorts of things that you don't realise you need for an event like this. So it's not just a case of like, you know, buying a couple of tables and rocking up with a load of shit and throwing it on your table and selling it and moving on. There are expenses that go into these sorts of things, so obviously we need to kind of pick up a lot more stuff if we're going to kind of cover our costs on the day. But we're not out there to go and make an absolute fortune on stuff. It'd be nice to make a few quid and put it towards maybe something nice for the collection or something that we've been kind of holding off doing around the house or something like that. But I think more importantly, it's going to be a bit of crack just kind of going there, mixing with all the other vendors, seeing all of you guys coming in as well. It's always one of my favourite parts of going to like the video game markets and stuff like that. It's just meeting people, having the chats, talking shit about games. And yeah, I think it'd be really interesting to kind of try and get, you know, maybe not just one, but a few different types of videos. We'll probably have the camera set up from behind the table. We'll have a bit of fun with it. We'll have a think about it in the build-up, and we'll kind of come up with some good ideas for some really good videos. So really, really looking forward to this one, and hopefully you are too. So a reminder that all the links will be in the description below. That early entry is sold out. That's only general entry tickets left. So get out there and secure your ticket now to avoid disappointment. If you're stuck for a little stocking filler for someone for Christmas, €5 for a ticket, You absolutely can't go wrong. So yeah, that's everything that's been happening over the last couple of months. We've got a completely new setup here, as I'm sure you've seen from the gaming market video, and if you've been watching the shorts, we've been kind of been doing a few different angles. We'll talk about this another time. We have been kind of gearing up to do some big changes in the game room all year. Haven't quite got around to them yet, but we're getting closer, and this is kind of the first sort of step in having a setup that makes it kind of easier for me to kind of record, edit all in one place. So hopefully that means getting the videos out a little bit quicker. I think by the time this one comes out, it'll be 2 weeks from the last one, which is a week's improvement already on my normal schedule. So hopefully that's a sign of things to come going forward. But we'll kind of get into the setup here in another video. We'll get back out there now over the next few weeks, hunt down some games, hopefully hunt down a few more deals online to kind of build up a bit more stock for the video game fair. And yeah, we'll check back in a couple of weeks with another video and see how we've been getting on them. But for now, thanks so much for watching. Thanks as always for all the support, for comments, likes, subscribing, all the stuff that helps the channel. I really, really appreciate it. Make sure and check out again all the video game fairs, socials and stuff like that on Instagram. Add them for updates. There's some amazing vendors already announced for this event, so it's definitely going to be a must not miss. But yeah, that's me. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again in the next one. Cheers.